Hey guys, this is Nitesh, and we're here with Sir, you are being hunted. British accent included. This is a game that I picked up as part of a Steam sale. This is going to be the first installment of Steam Sale Hangover. It's going to be a little segment where I take a look at some of the games that I picked up for some reason on Steam during the big summer sale. So, let's talk a bit about this. Or rather, let's let this talk a bit about itself.
Sir, if you can hear this, then the experiment has gone terribly wrong. I fear you may be trapped on the archipelago, but don't panic. The standing stones should be nearby. With them, and some luck, you may still be able to escape. Listen very carefully, and you might just survive. I am afraid pieces of the device are now scattered across the islands. They became quite hot during the experiment, so perhaps you could look for the smoke. Bring any you find back to the standing stones, then we should be able to get you home. I'm dreadfully sorry, sir, but this does mean postponing dinner preparations. I do hope you remember to eat something. You must try to keep your strength up. Perhaps some tea and biscuits from one of the nearby houses? The residents won't mind because they're not at home. Oh, and do be careful, sir. You're being hunted.
So basically, it's a pretty simple premise. It's open world exploration with some set objectives you gotta find. Frankly, I like that a lot more than just normal open world exploration. And it's also got the added element of these things are coming after you, and you're not always equipped to fight them. Now, I've played this a few times, in a few different ways. Now, the first time, which is what you're seeing right now, I played very safe. And honestly, I found the robots pretty easy to avoid. Now, unfortunately, the second time I tried doing this, I didn't get that on film. But oh boy, that one, I decided to not play it quite as safe.
You can observe your pursuers while keeping
Yeah, everyone makes mistakes sometimes. Let me tell you, the robot AI in this game is vicious. It can be really like Liam Neeson in Taken. They will find you, and they will kill you. That was an awful Liam Neeson imitation, but you get the idea. They will find you, and they will kill you. And that's where you realize, or at least that's when it's abundantly clear, you are never safe in this game. Everything in this game gives you just the barest chance of making it out alive. But you can't hide unless you really hide. I lasted like 30 seconds after the robots found me. The time I wasn't playing it safe, I came a bit too close to an area without checking it ahead of time. They found me. All of a sudden, a bunch of reinforcements showed up and started covering each other's blind spots. They covered each other's blind spots while searching for me everywhere I could be hiding. I tried hiding in a bunch of trees. They check around the trees and keep an eye on every way I could actually escape. I try hiding in like a wheat field, they actually follow my path through the wheat field because I wasn't far ahead enough, and they find me. And they're armed with guns. I decided to play as
and we can activate
the
device.
gamekeeper because he starts with more stuff. Yeah, not quite on the level of starting with guns. That got a little... I didn't last very long that time.
That your tweeds should keep you well hidden.
Now, adding to the
Heavier foliage.
not safe element of this game, you know, with any open world exploration, survival game, you need to manage your hunger too. In this game, you've got to actually make sure the food you're getting is good. You can find plenty of rotten food, and that will actually make your vitality go down if you eat it. It's honestly a kind of cool thing they added in, because it's like, no, you don't get this easy. You don't get to just stockpile food and just not worry about your hunger. You have to actually think about just what you're taking and what you can afford to leave behind, and really what you should leave behind. Especially since all the machine parts you find, you need to actually fit them in the inventory. Makes it a lot more difficult. You know, if I was gonna summarize what I really liked about this game, it's the fact that they take a simple sort of premise and they do it in a way that can kind of inspire this paranoia. Like, there was one point where I was looting a building, and then I thought I heard some beeps coming from some of these robots, and I just like instinctively started panicking. It's awesome that this game managed to do that much. And it's awesome that this is a game where, you know, really, you can't ever count on being safe. You can play it completely safe, but you don't always know what you can't see.
Don't look at it too closely.
So, if I was gonna talk about some of the negatives that I've seen playing this game, I think I can start with the first one I noticed. Yeah, this lasts quite a while. And it would be one thing if, like, when the game loaded, I could really see what took this long. But the fact is, you know, it's kind of showing you, yep, we're loading up this island, we're loading up this island, we're loading up this island. I never got to anything past that one island. You know, maybe this could have been shortened a bit, loading each island as I was actually getting to it, instead of creating the whole thing all at once and just leaving me looking at a loading screen the entire time. The whole progression of this game is finding the machine pieces and getting them back to the standing stone and rebuilding the machine so you can save yourself. The thing is, some of these are not very convenient to find. I found one hint saying, yeah, just look out for smoke. Look out for smoke. Okay, well, I followed smoke and found a campfire. Another time, this is during the really reckless playthrough, I just completely ignored the smoke and I just found a piece just lying around anyway. So, kinda hard to tell where you're going, and it's kinda hard to make your way back to the standing stone if you go too far. Now, I talked a bit about the robot AI, and I do kinda gotta talk a bit more about that since we're talking about the problems I had with the game. And it's really a shame to say that. Basically, the sort of ferocity this AI has kinda makes it a bit of a lose-lose. Basically, what you're seeing right now is my really playing it safe playthrough, and I missed like all the action because I was just playing it safe. And the alternative resulted in dying immediately when I tried playing it because the AI was, relentless in hunting me down. If I was gonna compare that to something, I would say it's kind of a lot like how I felt about Evolve. And that's not really a good thing. It's a lot of what I felt when I was playing Evolve and getting frustrated at the fact that the game was either over in seconds or nothing was happening. It's kind of a rough dichotomy this game ends up in, where if you play the game stealthily, the way it's supposed to be played, you end up missing a lot of the action that could have made it a lot more fun. And if you play it charging in, guns blazing, the way you're not supposed to play it, you are going to die very fast. So, it's kind of like you gotta find just the right balance to really get something out of the game. And frankly, if you're patient enough, there's nothing stopping you from just playing it safe. And it's a real shame because that vicious robot AI is definitely one of the things I really like about this game. The fact that you really do need to take them seriously because they will just take you out quickly. Like before you have any chance to do anything about it. And it's a real shame that I've also got to count that as one of the game's weaknesses. So, final verdict after my initial bit of playing. This is a game that I would say it's worth trying. It's worth trying just to kind of see where your playstyle kind of fits in. Now, of course, I am saying that having gotten it for $2. As of right now, it's still on sale for $5. I kind of think that's a pretty fair price too, but this isn't really a purchasing decision I regret at $2. So, anyway, that's going to be it for the first installment of Steam Sale Hangover. Got a few more lined up, so keep enjoying the videos, and subscribe to help the channel and see more.